I'm 29 and I've wrecked my life. I was in a relationship for 5 years with someone who, in hindsight, was probably the best thing that will ever happen to me. He's kind, thoughtful, and the kind of man who's genuinely happy just making dinner together or going for a walk. I always felt like I was safe when I was with him. We were talking about moving in together this year. I thought he was the person I'd marry, and I cheated on him. I started something with a guy from work and kept it going for nearly a year. It wasn't even something I wanted deep down, so I don't even know why I did it. I told my boyfriend I needed space, and I started talking to this guy at work. I kept up this disgusting balancing act where both men thought I was only seeing them. Sometimes I'd end it with the AP, swear I'd never speak to him again, and then go crawling back when things felt stressful or when I felt ignored. Eventually, I ended it with the AP because I wanted to fix things with my boyfriend. I deleted everything, all the chats, nudes, videos, and I felt reborn because this time I knew I'd be fully committed to my official relationship. But unfortunately, one night the urges resurfaced and my BF caught me sending a video to AP. That night was like watching everything I've ever cared about burn down in front of me. My boyfriend ended it immediately. We've had maybe 2 short, cold conversations about practical stuff, and then he blocked me everywhere. Since D-Day, my life has been nothing but work and grief. I wake up at 5, get to the office before everyone else, and stay until 7 or 8 just so I don't have to be alone with my thoughts. My boss thinks I've become the most dedicated employee in the company, but the truth is, I'm running from myself. Therapy is something I look forward to these days. The shame is overwhelming. I've realized that I was lying constantly, even about stupid little things. Since D-Day, I've made a point to be completely honest. No more bending the truth to make myself look better. It's such a small step, but it's harder than I thought it would be. I feel like I've lost not just him, but all the plans I had with him. We had plans to move in together, and I'd been financially planning around that. Now I'm stuck paying rent I can barely afford because I didn't think I'd be on my own this year. I keep wondering if I'll ever forgive myself. I know this is selfish, but I'm struggling to find reasons to keep going. Update: it's been just over 2 months since he blocked me, and I still feel visceral pain every time I think about him. There's no contact, no chance to apologize again, no way to prove that I'm changing. He's just gone, and I can't stop thinking about how easily I could have prevented all of this. All I had to do was be faithful. Lately, therapy has been hard. My therapist doesn't let me shift blame, and I'm seeing how I used to twist stories to avoid feeling like the bad guy. We had a session last week where she asked me to list every excuse I gave myself to justify the affair. I filled a page. Everything from "he's too busy with work" to "I'm depressed, I deserve some happiness." Reading that list out loud made me want to crawl out of my skin. It's so obvious now how manipulative I was, even to myself. My affair recovery group has been a mixed bag. Some days I feel hopeful when I hear about people who have rebuilt their lives after doing something awful. Other days I leave feeling worse because I see patterns in their stories that sound just like mine. I've been trying to fill my time with things that aren't work. I've started doing light yoga and stretching instead of intense runs. I signed up for a pottery class on a whim because I needed something to get me out of the house. It's silly and I'm terrible at it. But for a few hours a week, I'm focused on not ruining a clay bowl instead of replaying every mistake I made with him. Financially, it's been a mess. We were supposed to move in together, and I had stopped saving as aggressively because I thought we'd be splitting costs. Now I'm barely scraping by in this small apartment. I've cut out almost everything extra. No eating out, no online shopping. It's humbling, to say the least, to realize I can't afford to live on my own. I keep circling back to the line people throw around in the forums. Once a cheater, always a cheater. When I first saw it, I wanted to argue. I wanted to list every reason I am different, every reason this was a perfect storm. Now I see how empty that instinct was. The words sting because they name something I do not want to face. Cheating was not a single bad decision. It was a way of moving through life where comfort mattered more than honesty and attention mattered more than integrity. That mindset does not vanish just because I lost the man I loved. I notice it in tiny moments. Standing in the break room at work, someone asks how my weekend went. The old reflex tells me to paint a bright picture, to smooth the awkward silence, to shape myself into the version that will be liked. The new part of me hesitates because that smoothing used to be the first step in a chain that ended with lies so large they burned a 5-year relationship to the ground. Some days I catch myself mid-sentence and swap in the truth. Other days I hear the easy answer slip out before I can stop it. That is what always a cheater means to me now. It is the constant pull toward the shortcut and the uncomfortable pause where I decide if I will take it. I have read enough posts from other waywards to know that some people rebuild marriages after betrayal, but that road closed for me the second he blocked me. In a way, the finality is a gift. There is no fantasy of reconciliation to cling to, no secret hope that a grand gesture will fix what I shattered. The consequence is pure and simple. He lives his life without the person who hurt him. My part is to accept that and not hope for loopholes. I know I can't live like this forever. I'm starting to understand that forgiving myself doesn't mean excusing what I did. It means taking ownership and actually changing. That's been my focus lately. I was always chasing validation, always afraid of being rejected, and instead of confronting that, I tried to fill the void with attention from someone else. I thought I was in control, but really I was just a mess hiding behind lies. There are small signs that change is happening, though calling them progress feels too generous. I no longer check his social media through burner accounts. I deleted the AP's number and did not save it anywhere else. When coworkers invite me for drinks, I go for one soda and leave early instead of staying until closing time, because I know how easy it is to confuse laughter with connection and connection with permission. These choices are quiet and unseen, but they are the only evidence I have that always a cheater does not have to be a life sentence. It will be true if I keep living the same way. It can be less true if I fight every reflex to hide, embellish, or chase easy validation. I've accepted that there's no reconciliation, and I can't hold on to hope that he will. The best I can do for him now is stay out of his life and stop being the person who hurt him. I don't know if I'll ever stop loving him, but I know he deserves better than who I was. I'm not looking to date or even think about relationships. It feels wrong when I haven't even figured out how to be a person I respect yet. I'm trying to rebuild piece by piece everything that I destroyed. All I can do is keep trying to make sure this version of me, the liar, the cheater, the coward, doesn't win anymore. Comments: once a cheater, always a cheater. Hit me too when I first started facing my own mess. It's brutal because there's truth in it. It's not about being doomed forever. It's about seeing how the habits of lying and avoiding hard emotions don't just go away because we want them to. I'm a year out from my D-Day, and I still catch myself wanting to smooth over awkward moments with half-truths. It takes so much work to unlearn that. The fact that you're even aware of it and catching those moments is progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. Keep going. It's slow, but it's worth it if you want to change who you are at the core.